G'day Pickleball family. First thing to know, as shared on thedinkpickleball.com, Riley Newman signs with PPA Tour, will play MLP and PPA in 2024. Just hours before the Major League Pickleball Premier level draft at 6 p.m. Eastern, Riley Newman has announced that he's back on the PPA Tour, meaning he'll be playing both MLP and PPA in 2024. On his Instagram story, he wrote, "Updated contract, I'll be back. Catch me competing on the PPA Tour and Major League Pickleball 2024 season, 9 PPAs and all MLP events." This is great not only for fans of Riley Newman, but also for fans of pro pickleball. It wasn't that long ago that Riley chose to leave the PPA Tour and commit only to play MLP events. In retrospect, we should have maybe seen this coming. Newman was spotted at PPA headquarters last week. The PPA Tour continues collecting players. CEO Connor Pardo and the PPA Tour are collecting pro pickleball players left and right. Just Monday, we reported on their successful negotiations with the Johnson 5. And last week, we reported the PPA Tour signings of Premier APP Tour players. Twin brothers Hunter and Yates Johnson, Alex Truong, Roscoe Bellamy, and Craig Johnson. Stay tuned, we might not be done yet. Was Riley Newman the last domino to fall before tonight's MLP Premier level draft, or will we see more players either drop out at the last minute or put their name in the hat for the upcoming 2024 Major League Pickleball season? Thanks ever so much for making it this far into the update. Please be sure to dink that like button and comment, rate, and subscribe on the platform you're watching or listening to it on, so this and future episodes can be found by and shared with other fellow pickleballers. Second thing to know, as shared on Florida TV station WFLA.com website, in the Villages, Florida, where is the money? Pickleball entrepreneur, $47 million in debt, putting investors on edge. Rodney Grubbs is well known in the pickleball world, but his claimed bottom line was served in a different court with far more red than some expected. Grubbs reported nearly $47 million in debt in his summary of assets and liabilities filed in the forced bankruptcy of his sports apparel and equipment company, Pickleball Rocks. The Indiana resident reported just under $1.6 million in assets. Florida is home to many of his investors who claim they were promised a 12% return over 18 months for each $25,000 investment in Grubbs' company. The investors who filed a federal complaint in Indianapolis to force Grubbs to liquidate come from across the country, according to their attorney, Matthew Foster. Foster said there are also victims who live outside of the country. Jennifer Butler of the Villages, Florida, invested $90,000 with Grubbs. Butler and most of the other investors said Grubbs was a friend they trusted. That's shocking, Butler said about the debt Grubbs declared. But she's not convinced Grubbs reported the truth. Where is the money he's borrowed from all these people, she wondered. Where is the money? Our trustee and attorney are looking for hidden assets. The pitch to investors usually included a sense of urgency and exclusivity. According to Butler and court filings, most were told there was only one more slot left for the requested $25,000 investment. It turned out there were several final opportunities. Butler said she backed up her faith in Grubbs with her own research that included a phone call to another investor. He said, "Oh yeah, Grubbs gave me the money back. He gave me 12% interest. It's a great deal. He paid some people," Butler said. Some suspect it was a pyramid scheme that would have continued to pay investors as long as Grubbs could convince others to provide funding at the bottom of the pyramid. Skepticism devolved into suspicion in a Facebook page created by Florida resident Terry Seward. Suddenly, there were several investors asking about their money. He did not pay the vast majority, Butler said. Several from that majority forced Grubbs into bankruptcy, even though he insisted he could have paid everyone back if Pickleball Rocks was allowed to stay in business. For them not to do something with that and make more money for the creditors before they just simply dissolve it, Grubbs said after the first hearing on the complaint, it's a missed opportunity, unfortunately. Grubbs has not responded to other requests for comment. Butler said while she no longer trusts what Grubbs says, he still believes his own optimism. He actually doesn't think he's done anything wrong, Butler said. "I don't understand what is going through his head." The court ordered Grubbs to release more financial records connected to 5 banks that are non-parties in the complaint. Butler said he hopes she hopes hidden assets will be discovered, but added that there is some solace if the disgruntled investors' claims and losses serve as a warning to others. We really only expect to get, if anything, maybe pennies on the dollar, Butler said. We've lost a lot, but we have won the fact that we won't let him do this to anyone else. Some were hit harder by their investments than others, according to Butler. There are some people that have given him their entire life savings, their entire retirement, said Butler. I don't know how they're going to exist. Second thing to know, as shared on thedinkpickleball.com, preview and predictions for the upcoming APP Classic in Delray Beach, Florida, by author Eric Tice. Unlike the most recent Pro Pickleball event in Austin, the APP Delray Beach shouldn't be interrupted by weather. If anything, it might get a little hot, which would cause the newly crowned ball of choice for the APP Tour, the Franklin X40, to play a little slow. Expect longer rallies this weekend. Women's doubles, Megan Fudge is playing with Jill Braverman and Susanna Barr is playing with Murray Humberg. The first time on the APP Tour that Barr and Fudge haven't played together in a very long time. Millie Rain and Georgia Johnson are coming off a win at the APP Miami Open. Can they make it two in a row? Two of the best APP next-gen players are playing together, Riley Bonnet and Emily Ackerman. Underdogs, Cass Hogue and Jessica Warren are two ladies from Florida who can play. Maybe a little hometown luck will kickstart a run in Delray. Predictions, Rain and Johnson will defeat Jilly B and Megan Fudge in the finals. Mixed doubles, Andre Diescu and Jilly B are pairing up for the first time. Could be a fun pairing. Georgia Johnson and Gabe Tardio are playing together after earning bronze in APP Miami. Millie Rain is playing with JW Johnson and should be a favourite to go deep in the tourney. It looks like Rob Nunnery is back from injury. He's playing with Eric Lang. Predictions, since the draws aren't available yet, here are some teams I expect to make deep runs. JW Johnson, Millie Rain, Gabe Tardio, Georgia Johnson, Jana Newell, Will Howes, Jill Braverman, Andre Diescu, Megan Fudge, Johnson Kohler, CJ Klinger, Judith Castillo. If the bracket works out, JW Johnson and Millie Rain beat Andre Diescu and Jill Braverman in the finals. Women's singles, Judith Castillo is coming off a huge win at the PPA Austin Open with a ton of momentum. Megan Fudge just won the APP Miami Open and is hoping to make it 2 APP wins in a row. Jana Newell is an elite singles player who hasn't been playing much pro singles recently, but she is back in this draw. Predictions, since the draws aren't available yet, here are some ladies I like to make a deep run. Megan Fudge, Judith Castillo, Jana Newell, Georgia Johnson, Jill Braverman, Shelby Braitz. If the bracket works out, Judith Castillo beats Megan Fudge in the finals. Mixed doubles, even while a big PPA tournament is going on at the same time, this field is loaded. There are 59 guys in the qualifiers. Hunter Johnson won the APP Miami Open, but then signed an exclusive contract with the PPA right after. So he isn't in this draw. The energetic silver medalist from the Miami Open, Grayson Golden, is playing and is bringing some momentum with him. Predictions, since the draws aren't available yet, here are some guys I'd like to make a deep run. JW Johnson, Dylan Frazier, Gabe Tardio, Will Howes, Chris Hayworth, Michael Lloyd. If the bracket works out, JW Johnson beats Will Howes in the finals. Paddles up.